Let's just dive right into the ultimate what if. It's the question that fuels our favorite movies and our wildest dreams. What if the dinosaurs were still here? What if you looked out your window right now and saw a T-Rex just strolling down the street?
And I know where your mind goes first, because mine does too. The epic showdown, right? The tyrant king versus the biggest land animal alive today. It's the ultimate fantasy matchup. But what if I told you that's not even remotely the right question we should be asking? Because you see, before a T-Rex could ever get the chance to square off against an elephant, it would have to do something much, much harder first. It would have to survive its first 24 hours on modern Earth. And that, my friends, is a way bigger challenge than any fight. Yeah, the first huge twist in this whole scenario is that the initial problem, it isn't for us, it's for them. A dinosaur plopped into the 21st century wouldn't really be a monster. It would be an alien stepping onto a planet that is totally and completely hostile to its body. You've got to remember, every single thing about a dinosaur, from its lungs to its metabolism to what it ate, was perfectly tuned for the Mesozoic era. And that world was basically a giant global hothouse. It was warmer, the plants were totally different, and maybe most importantly, the very air it was breathing was from another world. And this is where things get absolutely wild. The air itself. Back in the age of dinosaurs, the CO2 in the atmosphere was often more than 4 times higher than it is today. We're talking up to 2,100 parts per million, when we're sitting at around 400. The very first breath a dinosaur took on modern Earth would be a massive, debilitating shock to its entire system. Then there's the weather. A giant dinosaur's body worked because of something called gigantothermy. Basically, they were so huge, they were like a living, breathing thermos. They held onto heat really well. But that trick only works in a stable, warm climate. Our world, with its crazy temperature swings from day to night, would be a complete nightmare. A hot day could literally cook them from the inside out, and a cold night could send them into deadly hypothermia. They'd be constantly stressed out, just trying to stay alive. And even if, somehow, they survive the air and the cold, our world is a minefield of invisible killers. Over the last 66 million years, our bacteria and our viruses have been evolving. A dinosaur would have absolutely zero immunity. The thing that actually takes it down might not be some epic battle, but a simple infection from drinking out of a modern puddle. But okay, let's suspend our disbelief. Let's say, against all odds, a bunch of them do survive. They adapt. Well, that is the exact moment the script flips, and their problem suddenly becomes our problem. And boy, is it a big one. What we'd be facing is without a doubt the most extreme invasive species the planet has ever seen. You know what an invasive species is, right? It's any organism that's introduced somewhere new and just wrecks the place. Dinosaurs wouldn't just wreck our ecosystems. They would completely and utterly shatter. Let's just talk about lunch. A single, pretty average-sized diplodocus would need to eat over 33 kilograms of ferns. That's more than 70 pounds every single day. And remember, that's just one animal. Now try to picture a whole herd of them.
Exactly. Their appetites are built for a different time, a lusher, more productive world. In our world, they'd just be biological bulldozers. They'd strip entire landscapes bare, leaving nothing for deer or elephants or any other modern plant eater. The knock-on effects would be absolutely catastrophic. But their impact goes way, way beyond just what they ate. The very presence of these giants physically reshaped the ancient world. They weren't just living in their environment, they were actively building it and, well, breaking it. This all gets back to a really cool scientific idea: ecosystem engineers. These are creatures that are so influential, they literally construct or deconstruct the world around them. Think of a beaver building a dam and changing a whole valley. Now, just scale that idea up to a 50-ton Argentinosaurus. For millions of years, just by stomping around and eating everything, they prevented dense forests from ever really taking hold. They created and maintained a world of wide-open, weedy plains. A world that was, surprise, surprise, perfect for giant dinosaurs. Our planet's dense forests simply couldn't exist with them around. And you can see here the engine that drove all that planetary re-engineering. They're unbelievable energy requirements. I mean, to fuel a body that big, you have to be constantly moving, constantly eating, and constantly changing the landscape on a scale that is just hard for us to even wrap our heads around. But here's the most mind-blowing consequence of their existence. It's something you can see every time you look at a map. When the dinosaurs died out, The planet changed so profoundly that even the rivers changed their shape. Without these giant creatures trampling the riverbanks, forests grew in, stabilizing the soil. This allowed rivers to form the wide, snake-like, meandering patterns we all know today. That's right, the death of the dinosaurs literally re-engineered the planet's geology. It's just incredible.
Okay, so we've got total ecological chaos on our hands. But it's not just the natural world that would be thrown into a tailspin. Our carefully built human world, with all its rules and laws, would be completely unprepared. And that leads to a problem that nobody ever seems to think about in the movies. No, I'm serious. Think about it for a second. Is the Triceratops a wild animal? An act of God? Does it technically belong to the lab that cloned it? Is it an escaped zoo animal? Your insurance company's headquarters would probably just spontaneously combust. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of the legal nightmare. We have 0 laws on the books for de-extinction. Would a T-Rex be a protected species? Or would it be classified as an invasive pest that we have to exterminate on site? Who's liable when your recreation tour goes horribly, horribly wrong? Our entire legal system is built for a world without dinosaurs. So when you piece it all together, the biological mismatch, the ecological destruction, the legal chaos, you start to see that the real threat isn't about being chased down a hallway by a raptor. It's something much, much deeper. In this right here is the quote that changes everything. It flips the whole Hollywood script completely on its head. In this scenario, we wouldn't be the heroes trying to survive the monsters. We would be the architects of their suffering. The real Jurassic threat isn't about teeth or claws. It's the complete two-way destabilization of everything. They would be animals trapped out of time, suffering in a world with the wrong air, the wrong food, and diseases they can't fight. And in turn, their very existence would threaten to unravel the delicate web of life that we all depend on. It's a lose-lose scenario of absolutely catastrophic proportions. So bringing back a T-Rex is probably off the table. But this isn't just a fun thought experiment anymore. Right now, as we speak, scientists are actively working on the de-extinction of more recent animals, like the woolly mammoth. So the very real question this whole thing leaves us with is, where exactly do we draw the line?